The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live, Geek.Nerd.Tech, featuring a weekly roundup of tech news and gossip. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, Geek.Nerd.Tech.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Geek.Nerd.Tech, the show we break down nerd culture and tech news from a black and brown geek perspective.
Ha, I did that last week.
I got it right. Did you get it right last week?
Almost.
Okay.
I got it more than you did.
All right. I did from memory this time. My name is Joe Braswell. I'm here for Geek.Nerd.Tech. I'm joined, as always, by the man with the plan.
Yes, sir.
Not from Pakistan.
Yo, my man. Like, dog, are you a big Mos Def fan?
Oh! Yes, I am.
Man, I used to love this song, man. DJ Honda, Mos Def, Traveling, man.
Yes.
This is one of my joints.
Yes. I love Mos Def.
Yes, sir.
And Black Star.
Of course.
Everything else.
Yeah.
Yassine Bey now. Is that his name right now?
Yeah.
So, and also in the booth, rocking some Mos Def is Alexis Torres.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. Do you like my new layout?
Yeah, it's good. I can see if there's a curtain and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like to be fancy.
Yeah. You dyed your hair purple.
I did. Well, you can't. Yeah. Same exact color. You just can't see it right now.
No, he was kidding. Well, welcome back and to us. And Alexis held it down
Hell yeah, I did.
Yesterday, last week.
Yeah, I did.
In a major way.
Major.
This is what I was talking about. That's a lump.
Oh, snap.
What happened
Disaster.
You breaking stuff on
Did I do that?
Yeah, you did.
What is it?
It's your iPad, but it's all good.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We got plenty of those.
I didn't know what happened. Okay. Anyway,
Breaking shit.
welcome to
Like,
Geek
what did you just show me? Like,
Nerd.Tech. That's what I looked at and freaked out over. It's a lung.
oh my goodness. From a smoker?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
bad.
Put it away.
Sorry, it just popped up on my feed. I'm like, I did the same thing. I had to share it with the world. Anyway, welcome to Geek.Nerd.Tech. We're going to bring down some tech stories. We're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars which is happening next week.
Yeah.
Talk about some video games. We're going to touch on some Creed, which we all loved and saw. But first, let's jump into some tech news. Tim Cook's back in the news, as always. Tim Cook stays in the news. I mean, I think G&T is the official Apple podcast, the de facto Apple podcast, if you will, because we're always talking about Apple stuff. But Tim Cook is in the news because there's a story on BuzzFeed about how the proliferation of these the Google tablets are sort of taking over in schools.
Chromebooks?
Right? Yeah, Chromebooks.
Yeah.
And the Google Chromebooks are like they're all over the place. In fact, they're on pace to be like in be the dominant force in all schools. And Tim Cook's like, that's cool, but we're not going to be there. We're not going to do that, which is interesting because Apple made a name on being the computer that's in the schools. I mean, I learned on an Apple IIe back in 1980, and it's always been that way.
Was that?
I forgot.
Oh, okay.
And so, Apple IIe should be enough. Apple IIe should be plenty. So I learned on that, and so I guess the main thing here is, this is mainly being used for standardized testing, which Tim Cook is philosophically against, I imagine, right?
I think it's 2 points here in the conversation. One is that in 2012, Google, as it related to the educational system, was only about 1% of devices used in the school system. Now they're about 80%. So that's a huge increase in the span of 3 years. And like you said, like for Apple, like their proliferation in school systems, it was like commonplace. Like you use that as a teaching device for students and teachers. And so, I think it's a shift. And I mean, obviously, Apple products are way more expensive. And I mean, and you got to think the dependency on technology is a little different now. So everyone wants them. Like we've seen the phase of computer labs being shrunken and disappearing. So to be able to have now, a cheaper way to be able to give kids access, I think is good. Is it good for Apple? I mean, if he says he doesn't care, like that's not really his how he's trying to position the company right now, then that's fine. But I think the point is that we have technology that's going to help propel the futures of young minds. They'll be able to use it for science, technology, engineering, mathematics. They'll be able to explore. They'll be able to surf on the internet. Like I think to have that as a standard, I think is a great thing. So
I think so too, to a certain degree. I mean, Alexis, do you have any thoughts on this at all? I do. Before I do know that the main reason is, I mean, the Google Chromebooks are half the price.
Exactly,
they're like hella cheap.
Yeah, super cheap.
That's what I was gonna say. That they're a little bit cheaper.
Hey, man, it gets the job done.
I guess
gets the job done.
Cheap. Anyway.
Wow.
So, I'm not. I'm clearly an Apple guy.
Okay.
I'm not a trader.
All right. We know.
Trader like Alexis in her Galaxy.
Oh, stop.
All right. So, so Super Bowl's coming. The Super Bowl is here. There's been some big announcements. First of all, it's Super Bowl 50. It's on CBS.
You've seen all 50, huh?
Yeah,
you've seen all 50.
Yes, I was 16 at Super Bowl 1. So, yeah, no. I knew that was coming.
All right.
Super Bowl 50 is coming to CBS, and they've lucked out with that one. It is in San Francisco. My team will not be making the Super Bowl this year.
Yep.
We finally get the Super Bowl in San Francisco.
And no show,
not even close.
Man.
However, CBS is doing it, and Coldplay has been announced for the halftime show. Actually, what do you think of that? What do you think of Coldplay for doing halftime?
Hey, man, Coldplay is huge. I mean, you got to think that the 100 million plus eyeballs that will be on the Super Bowl. Coldplay is an international group.
Yep.
Like, I mean, they have some major hits through the course of their career.
New album
coming. Like, I think it'll be a good fit. I think they can rock the stadium. So I think it'll be good.
I mean, of these, are you a Coldplay guy, Alexis?
Not really, actually. Like I can get down with it, when I'm feeling sad. Sure, but that's about it.
Coldplay's really polarizing. People like hate Coldplay,
or love them. It's true.
Or they love them. I'm in the love category. I'm in the
middle.
I'm a big Coldplay guy. But
that's awesome.
They're one of the last bands that actually falls in that like giant that can sell out stadiums. So that's kind of what you're looking for, right?
Exactly.
It's a stadium that still speaks to sort of millennials as well as Gen Xers, and that baby boomers don't feel alienated watching. You know. So that's it. And they look, if they could have Bruno Mars every year, because Bruno Mars is a perfect fit because he's kind of old school for the baby boomers, the Gen Xers like him, and the millennials.
You got to think, we had Bruno Mars 2 years ago, Katy Perry last year, and now Coldplay. So I mean, I'd be interested to see what they do with that 15-minute block, like how they're able to make it like a visceral experience, because both Bruno and Katy, it was a lot of activity. It was like dancing, it was choreography, it was special effects. They're a straightforward band, you know what I'm saying?
They're very, if you see them in shows, they're very visual. They rely heavily on visual. So I suspect we're going to see something spectacular from a visual standpoint. Yeah. But they've only got about like 4 or 5 upbeat songs.
Right. Their catalog is kind of like
it's
mellowed out
to medium. Yeah. However, they have a shitload of sort of anthems, turn off the music, and the whole auditorium sings their songs.
Definitely.
So it lends itself to that.
Is it weird that I want Janet Jackson to come back?
Yeah,
no, not at all. Janet is legendary.
Janet's album was a flopperooski.
I know.
Floppier than your hat.
Hey, whoa.
I don't mean that in a bad way.
Whoa, no, I know that. I'm just like, whoa. No, I mean, I like that Missy Elliott was there, and I would like for her to actually do a full thingy.
Yeah. So we digress. I'm really not about the halftime show, not about CBS, not about anything else. We're actually talking about the Super Bowl ads, which this year are going for upwards of $5 million.
What?
So slightly north of that.
For the 30-second ad.
For the 30-second ad.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
The 30-second spot, which is nuts.
Jeez.
And this is about, so what CBS is doing, they're trying to like reserve some spots late in the game, some key spots for people who want to come to the game late. And that's a strategy simply because 2 years ago when Fox had it, they sold all those joints off by December 4th. Yeah. But last year, when they had it. They didn't get. I think NBC had it last year. They didn't sell those joints out until like days before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So all this big talk about Super Bowl ads. So it's really a lot of things are attributed to that. Some people want to like see who's in the Super Bowl to see what the ratings may or may not be. They want to see what the fan bases are. They want to see what the talk is leading up to the Super Bowl, what the interest is. But you're always going to sell out. But
I think it's smart, man. I think it's smart to like reserve 25 slots or whatever the number of slots is, because you're driving the market up. Like all the hype machine is gonna be so high January, February, and so you're able to sell that to a company like, hey, well, we have 3 slots left. If you want to get in, we have 100 million people that are going to tune in. I mean, if you would have got it like in last year or 6 months ago, 4.5 million, but now it's a little higher now. So I think that's hella smart for the network to do, especially with their upfronts being like super low this year. I think quarter 1, quarter 2, they kind of took a dive. But so to bring it up, I think is dope, with obviously the Super Bowl, the most watched television show in TV history.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's the most eyeballs than anything. I think that but it's when you wonder about planning, because marketers and advertisers want to, and companies want to plan out their Super Bowl spot. You can't just make that shit up on the fly.
I think it involves some planning. You can plan it out now, but you don't have to pay for it now.
That's very true.
You can have the creative already cooked.
Very true.
Just the execution of it.
Alexis, do you get excited about Super Bowl ads still?
Sometimes, not all the time. I feel like they're kind of, I don't know, like sometimes I'm like, oh man, these are like awesome, and some of them I'm like, these are kind of overrated.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't know.
I still look forward to them.
Man, I'm just doing a quick calculation in terms of, you would think maybe how many commercials run during the Super Bowl? Upwards, 50 to 70?
Yes.
Times 5 million.
Yeah,
that's amazing for one night.
Yeah,
I'm mostly
crazy.
just intrigued at the fact of how much money and time and like people get like through Super Bowl ads. And also, one of our producers was on a Super Bowl ad last year.
Who?
You didn't see him, Steven. Steven was on the Jack in the Box garlic butter burger ad. It was on the Super Bowl, and he was on there. Mm-hmm. You can look it up. Yeah, Lemieux.
What?
Yeah, you can look it up.
What do you do? Eat a burger?
Yeah, they were Jack in the Box was in the middle of like LA somewhere, and they were asking people to try out the new garlic butter burger, and he was there, and he got residual checks for that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't about he's giving residual checks?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lemieux. I didn't know that.
Yeah. You can ask him about it later.
No wonder he's driving that like crazy whip right now.
Yep.
All right, so anyway, big money spent at Super Bowl. And it's an indication like, CBS pays big money to have the rights to the Super Bowl, so they're going to get their money back by jacking up the price. You pay that money,
of course,
because you can sell those ads.
Exactly.
So you can pay that up front. I'll pay, you can pay that, $400 million, whatever they pay, and then make, $600 million back or whatever. So that's a calculation you make, and looks like hopefully it works out for them. Okay. YouTube released their top 10 most watched ads of the year, and there's some trends that sort of emerged from there, and it's the list is cool. You can check the list out, but it's up on you Google YouTube most watched ads in 2015. But some of the trends that came out of there, some surprising things that we've learned is number one, millennials are still driving this. Yes. Millennials are still driving. People like millennials are the people that drive most of these ads, which is insane. I mean, the numbers like the top 4 videos are responsible for 205 million views, and it's like 3 million hours of watch time, and and 2/3 of that is from millennials.
Exactly.
The second thing that they learned is when you have those ads that appear automatically, those autoplay ads, either you try to skip through them or fast forward them or something. What they learned is most people actually, if they get through them, they're 10 times. If they watch them at all, they're 10 times more likely to visit the site of the brand to get more of those same videos.
Yeah, they're more likely to subscribe to the brand.
Subscribe to the brand, right?
Yeah,
if they finish the whole video, they're 23 more likely to take actions like that. That's kind of big. And lastly, I want to get your thoughts on all this. Lastly, which we've been talking about a lot, it's really all about mobile. So now officially in 2015, mobile views have surpassed desktop views. Yeah. So that means all people watching any kind of videos, YouTube videos on desktops and and laptops, it's really all about on your mobile devices.
Right.
And so that's kind of what the future is.
Yeah.
We see that with all the money Facebook's making on mobile.
Absolutely.
And we see that's the future. So what do you think of these trends?
I mean, I definitely think it's spot on. You got to think the millennial generation is going to be in the next 10 to 20 years they have extreme amount of buying power, and so all these companies, that all these brands want to be able to speak to them, speak their language. So I think the fact that we are so connected to our mobile devices that you're experiencing a lot of content on your phone and tablet. It says a lot. And I think the experience for watching 15-second ads, 30-second ads, 60-second ads is perfect for something that's held in your hand. So I think it's great that we're able to track this type of stuff because of that technology and analytics, and be able to see hey, a certain amount of people have a certain click-through rate or watch-through rate, and that transfers over to I guess acquisition of them being a fan, and I mean that helps a brand even more. So I think especially now with the Apple TV, which I think we're going to cover a little later, being able to have apps to watch your content is going to even jack that number up even higher. And YouTube is one of the biggest apps on Apple TV. So I think YouTube and YouTube Red and what they're doing future-wise is going to be amazing. They have already, 1 billion users, worldwide. The content is king on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? For a brand, it's the best place. I think it might even be better than traditional TV at this point.
I agree. I completely agree. I think that what we're seeing in the proliferation of the apps versus channels, I think that is the future, and millennials are driving that, and this is what it is. Do you think the name YouTube Red is going to stick? They got to change that name.
I'm not mad at that name. I don't think there's that name it has a little bell to it. It has a little ring to it. I don't see anything wrong with that. When I first heard the name, it didn't make me ugh, what is that?
Right.
I think it's cool. It's cool.
All right, I'm moving forward. What was I going to ask you? Oh, Alexis, could you email me that? I don't have it. Is that possible?
Oh, man. I think another thing too, I want to ask you, your personal experience as it relates to your mobile device. Do you see a difference in how you watch more traditional television, your experience in that space? How do you juxtapose that to your experience on your tablet or your phone? What type of things do you personally watch on your phone versus what you watch on TV?
I actually am really my viewing habits are changing, are really, really changing. And I think that I'm definitely in the category of doing more of the cord cutting phenomena. I think that this next move with the purchase of the new Apple TV, and that I'm getting now, I feel like I'm the days of me watching TV in a traditional way, sitting down, flipping through the channels, is pretty much gone.
Yeah,
I think I kind of know the content I want, and I can go and find the content that I want, or find the shows that I want. I gotta say, I hate the word content, by the way. I really do. That's a separate rant I will go into. That's such a Silicon Valley.
You can't give me a quick thing of why you don't like that word?
Oh yeah, because it's a coming from entertainment and coming from television and being the old way, and being sort of a provider of quality sort of television and programs. What we make is not content. That's a Silicon Valley word that sort of reduces what we do down to widgets, and it's a way to describe you're plugging. We need to plug some content in the site, so millennials and that. It's it just really reduces something that could potentially heartfelt or soulful, or something we did, or if you're trying to work on a piece of art, which essentially what a lot of stuff isn't art, but a lot of the stuff is art. And so to reduce that creativity down to the word content and make it a widget, and then have it be the ubiquitous word, I saw Creed last night, great piece of content. It's that's driving me nuts.
Okay.
That's what I think. I mean, call me old, Akili. What do you got?
I mean, I don't have a quarrel with the usage of the word content. I mean, it's the same as if you switch the word out for art or
Star Wars. That's some great content.
It's great art. To me, I feel I feel it's the same. Like it doesn't strike me. It doesn't diminish the product. It doesn't diminish the expression. But I get what you're saying. Like it's a marketing term.
I don't want to
like so.
I'm a Hollywood dude. I'm not a Madison Avenue guy. I'm not a Silicon Valley guy.
So what would you call it?
Huh?
What would you call it?
Programming.
Ooh, that's even better. That's some great programming.
Something more eloquent.
That is not eloquent.
It's a lovely piece of art.
That's a lovely piece of programming.
Keely, content. Anybody can make content. I mean, my cat can make some content in the litter box.
Nah, man.
Content. I don't know.
Whatever, man.
Alexis, what do you? You're.
No, I was just curious because the fact that usually I use it a lot for when I'm doing not like interviews. Like if I'm asking someone a question, it's more like when people ask me like, oh, what do I do? I say, oh, I produce content for AfterBuzz TV or Black Hollywood Live or whatever. I was trying to figure out if there was a better word to use, but since you said that you have a problem with it, I don't know maybe if other people had a problem with it.
Content is king.
Okay.
Okay.
All
right. I want to tell you about our friends from DraftKings. DraftKings is still cracking. We still got like 3 weeks left in the season now.
Yeah.
So all you fantasy football players who play fantasy football like us, you don't have to wait and play a whole season. DraftKings allows you to play weekly fantasy football and with a chance to win money as much as $1 million. They give away a crap load of money every week. No season long commitments. There's just paydays every single week.
Yep. Dad and I just won $150 on the last one.
What?
Yeah.
Getting paid.
Cash out.
So this isn't fancy as usual. So what you need to do is you can go to DraftKings.com, use the promo code BLACK. We used to have not use the promo code BLACK. And you can check out this Sunday. You can enter a chance to win $1 million. That's promo code BLACK. DraftKings.com. We've been talking about it all season, and it's fantastic. People are winning money left and right, including Alexis. So check it out.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What was I gonna say?
Star Wars?
Star Wars. Is that where I'm at? I got lost.
Yeah, you've been skipping around, so I was assuming that we're on Star Wars.
We're on. Oh no, we're in the one of YouTube video.
Oh yeah, the YouTube Rewind.
YouTube Rewind did
it was
video.
Terrible.
You thought it was okay? So it's a 6-minute video they did YouTube to sort of celebrate 10 years of YouTube from February 14th to December 9th. They got a lot of their content creators and a lot of their creators over the years. They did sort of almost these parodies on everything from Pizza Rat to I'm on a Boat to a bunch of other stuff. I watched. I found it entertaining. It felt a little overproduced.
Yep.
And a little self-aggrandizing. If that's the term. It felt a little like it was like, take a look at us, we're YouTube, we love ourselves. But it was entertaining. What did you think, Keely?
I thought it was entertaining. You got to think of the audience. Again, we're talking about younger folks, millennials and younger. So I think it was perfect. And I think, if you were aware of some of the things they were parodying, then it was funny. So, and I don't think it was. I think the production was dope. I like how they were sequencing between different scenes, and I wasn't all the way keen to all of the things that they were showcasing, but it was still entertaining to me. I felt it was cool. It was a cool 6-minute video.
Yeah. It felt a little long, but I enjoyed it. What do you do? Hey man, it's amazing. It's like their Oscars. It's like the thing you see at the beginning of the Oscars,
exactly,
of an award show or something. You're out on this, Alexis, right?
Yeah. It was good.
It's for you, millennial.
No, it was good 2 years ago, and I will say that I am a millennial, and sure, I love things like that, but I thought that their Rewind like a few years ago, like a couple years ago, was way better than this one. Okay. It was too much. It's like they were forcing, like, look at all the viral videos. I'm like, no.
It felt a little forced.
It was too much. I didn't like it.
Let's do some Star Wars talk. Just 3 quick hits.
Yay!
So J.J. Abrams is on record and wanting to see Ava DuVernay direct a Star Wars film. I don't know if it's just, I love JJ, and I don't know if it was just sort of
Stop it. I will blast you out right now. I will blast you out right now. Let me let you finish, but I'll blast you out if you say anything.
Ava's okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's what I thought you were gonna say. No. I'm not mad at Ava at all. No, I'm just saying it's interesting that he would throw that out there. I wonder if he really thinks that, if that's just sort of like thing. But he's like, he elaborated. It's like he thinks Ava DuVernay would kill it. He basically sort of, you saw her work in Selma. It was sophisticated. The way her storytelling was sophisticated and humane, and this is kind of what the franchise needs. I know.
I mean, I think I applaud him for vocalizing her name to be put out there, to direct such a iconic film and brand, to have a woman, and a black woman at that, be able to take the helm of the ship and direct it. I think that would be awesome. And I honestly believe that she would do a great job. I think she has the skills. I think she has the directorial vision to be able to bring, the next chapter to life. I would definitely advocate for her if she was in the running standing to be the next director of it. She's dope to me. I think she has the skills, the chops, all of it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, they've already got directors for episodes 8 and 9, but there's plenty of Star Wars movies left in the canon. This next story is like very it's just the biggest non-story, because this is the story that's come up about 15 times on the internet, which is George Lucas. He saw Star Wars. What did he really think? George Lucas saw Star Wars and he hated it. George Lucas saw Star Wars and he's pissed. So this is basically George Lucas really liked Star Wars and said the fans are gonna love it. This is the biggest non-story. What the F else is he gonna supposed to say?
Of course. I mean, I think what they're saying is because this is his baby, because he built this empire, essentially, it's very hard for him to, I know, right? It's very hard for him to kind of like divorce himself of it completely. And so if there were like creative things that he wanted to implement or see brought to life, like he has to take a back seat, because it's not his time anymore. Like, so I think in that sense, if he watched the film and he might have saw some things that weren't necessarily true to his form, like that's probably what they're alluding to. But I still think that JJ will do an excellent job, and I think that he has trust in his abilities to bring it to life. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not mad. I want to see, I want to see. Is our boy Cougs. I want to see him get something big. But Ava was in talks to do Black Panther, and she got it actually and dropped out. She couldn't see eye to eye with Marvel, and it's Marvel's very difficult to work for openly and creatively. I mean, ask Edgar Wright. He's a super talented director who was not allowed to really do his thing, so he left. So I don't know. It's not really a director-friendly environment. They're very much about sort of making their, doing their thing. So we'll see. Harrison Ford.
But I mean, you brought it up because Ryan obviously is he pretty much has the job. Ryan Coogler has the job. Like Ryan Coogler, who directed Creed and Fruitvale Station, is now in the running for Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously Marvel wants to have an African American director do it. There's no one hotter period right now than Ryan Coogler. He seems like the obvious choice. I just hope they let him do his thing.
Yeah, I don't think if they won't allow him, if they disallow him, like he won't do it. Just like Ava, I think he's very specific, and he will want to execute his vision because that's his brand thus far. He's not going to be dictated to.
Right.
So.
We'll see. I just don't want to see him get. I mean, because if he does this, then his next movie is obviously going to be Creed 2, and then Black Panther 2. I don't want to get caught in a loop of like I want to see him be able to do some more Fruitvales or just something like some more original stories. I know he's got a lot back there. Yeah. I don't want to see him just servicing franchises for the next.
I don't think he'll do that.
I mean, he's committing, and which is a great deal. Like he's basically setting up his future, but still,
exactly.
But Creed is his, so he'll do all those. Right. I would imagine, and the Black Panther. I mean, he doesn't have to do Black Panther 2, but I'm assuming if Coogler directs one and it's hot, he gonna do 2.
Yo, and I forgot to insert this into the conversation. And just for me campaigning for Ava, but I don't know if you know this, but she they did the Ava Barbie doll and it sold out in like hours. Like there's an Ava DuVernay Barbie that dropped this week,
and it's awesome,
and it's sold out literally like in a few hours.
A picture of it.
Wow!
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty awesome for her as a director, as a woman, as a black woman to be able to have something as dope as that.
Oh my God,
really just kill the game. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh wow! So like, she's directing. That's
She's
the director's cool.
beautiful.
Director Barbie.
That's dope. Oh, that's fantastic.
I
Well,
love that.
Good for them. That Barbie viral ad, by the way, that is, I think it was the top viral ad. I don't know if you've seen it, Alexis. It's pretty strong.
No, I saw it.
Yeah,
and I was
it's
like, this is great.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I like it.
Okay, so moving on. So we talked about Creed. I want to talk about Harrison Ford getting the opportunity to go back and Harrison Ford did a presser where he was well, we don't know yet, but maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He's done a Twitter sort of like Q&A on Twitter, and he may have dropped a spoiler. He said, I thought the sword. It's my bad, Harrison Ford. I thought the sword fight between Rey and Kylo Ren was fantastic visual storytelling. Now, sword fight between Rey and Kylo Ren, we don't see Rey with a lightsaber ever. We don't know if she's wielding one. Does this mean she's a Jedi? Does it mean she's the son of someone, the daughter of someone good?
Yep.
Or did he mean Finn? Did he mean, was it the wrong character? He spelled Kylo Ren wrong, so who knows? Yeah, man, I don't know. There's a...
I think it's just a bunch of speculation.
It's definitely speculation. I don't think that Harrison Ford would make such a slip. I think if anything, it was strategic for to have people talk about it just like this. I don't think so? Man, they are so buttoned up, and that operation is so tight. They're not. Come on, man. Out of all this time, you think he would slip now? You think he would slip now?
I was just saying that a lot of
had some whiskey on him.
I was gonna say. I was like, I think Harrison probably. A lot of people are saying is like, oh, he's so old, so maybe he just slipped. with his names and stuff.
He's a huge stoner too.
I really doubt Harrison
he is
was
a
actually
huge
typing.
stoner. I forgot about that.
I doubt he was actually the one typing.
Well,
no. I think that was somebody else.
In the picture they got him typing, but he wasn't typing.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. Well, there's a misspell, so maybe it was him. So we'll see if it is or not. But I think in the Chinese version, in the Chinese trailer, there is. I think this is a weird thing with Kylo Ren in the middle and Finn and Rey on each side, like they're going to start a fight. I can't remember. I think I saw that image, so maybe that's what you're talking about.
This is kind of off the subject, and I'll make it quick. But I was reading an article about Star Wars and George Lucas, and it was saying that initially. As a filmmaker, when he first started, he was very experimental. He's willing to take changes, and when he built the Star Wars franchise, he kind of got sucked into this ecosystem, and he kind of like lost a lot of that experimentation element that he had. And so Francis Coppola, who directed Godfather, said they were friends and partners. Said he hopes that George Lucas will come back true to his form and start to create more independent films that are more experimental and showcase like his risk taking in filmmaking.
THX,
exactly.
11-28 days, and also
exactly.
That's what Coppola is doing right now.
Right.
Coppola is doing a lot of experimental, like weird little films right now, and arguably he's made 3 of the most amazing films of cinema history.
Seriously.
And George Lucas may go back to that. Brian De Palma's gone back to that. Like he's doing little stuff. These all guys were friends. It was De Palma, Lucas, Spielberg, and Coppola were the 4 who were kind of buddies back in the early 70s. I think Zemeckis was after them, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, I don't think Spielberg's going to go back to doing the indie anything. But we'll see what the rest of those guys do.
Yeah.
Lexus, I don't know. Do you want to talk video games? Or do you want to talk Creed?
I want to talk about Creed.
Okay.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I want to talk about Creed.
So we all saw Creed. I just want to say it was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor.
Gonna go see it again.
One of the things that just impressed me the most about this, aside from the performances, is just Coogler's direction. It was expertly crafted and directed with a ton of heart.
Yeah. And
it has so many little touches from a directorial standpoint and crazy cinematography and it's just a well-crafted film, and I really hope he gets nominated. This is as well of a crafted film as anything out there right now. I don't know how he doesn't get nominated as a director.
Definitely. I mean, he we talk about this all the time offline. He definitely has my stamp. Young brother who is just making all the right moves. Very strategic, super creative. As a writer, as a director, as a visionary, I think the movie was awesome, from beginning to end. And like you said, the sophistication in terms of his direction, like the scene, two scenes in particular where they didn't use cuts. It was just all the way,
shots.
just one shot navigating the camera all the way through to like bring the viewer in to participate in the actual fight scenes. Like, because typically with the camera, the viewer is more observing, but he utilized the camera as a way to make the viewer as a participant. So
absolutely, the entire movie. I want to get your take, Alexis, too. But the entire movie, even little touches about. We did talk a lot. We hear really a lot about the stuff in the doorway, the stuff that with a girl, like how just a shot, like the shots of like from her doorway over her shoulder from her perspective, and it just gives a lot. Like it shows a lot of like sort of personalization and really inviting the viewer into this very intimate situations.
Absolutely. I like the fact that he utilizes female DPs. Like for Frugal Station, I forgot her name, but he utilized a woman, and for this one he utilized a woman. I like the fact that his set or his team is very diverse, and so I think that adds to the creative output. That it's not a typical conventional all man type of thing. Like he's bringing in different talent and different perspectives.
Young talent. Like the guy who did all the sound is the son of the guy who basically did all the sound for Skywalker, who invented the Wookiee sound and invented the lightsaber sound and went out and recorded all the power lines for George Lucas and did a bunch of other stuff. It's his son who did the sound design for this. I forget the guy's name. And it's like a lot of like father-son stuff. Alexis, what did you think as a millennial?
No, I mean, really? Like,
sorry, you're a millennial.
God. I will embrace the fact that I'm a millennial. It's fine. I just think that for what it was, because I'm such a Rocky fan, and I grew up on that as a family that has done martial arts all their life and boxing, like that's been a part of my life for a really long time. It brought me back to the first Rocky, first of all, and to just the choreography and the sounds that they had when they were, hitting the bag or hitting somebody or whatever during the actual matches were amazing. Everything was shot beautifully, and I did find out that he does have a young crew, and I think that's what most directors should start doing, is starting to implement people who are in our age group or a little older or whatever, and really show that they have talent. They just need to give them a chance, because I'm in that same boat that I'm glad that AfterBuzz has given me this chance to do what I'm doing now. And, and I want more, young adults as myself and a little older to really showcase that, because I feel like a lot of people come out of college who are in my position and they can't find their way in because someone with 10 years of experience is doing that, but they don't see that they have talent. So I like that, and it really showed in this movie, and it was sorry, I have to say this, fucking-tastic, and I loved it.
I mean, and I just want to Michael B. Jordan, phenomenal job.
He's great, and
he's a star.
Did you guys hear about his training regiment?
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. He was like, I'm never doing that again.
And Sly, obviously, Oscar buzz for Sly, well deserved. He just got nominated for a Golden Globe, which is fantastic. I just really hope that that they don't just keep shining light on Sly and Sly's acting job and not pay attention to the movie. I think the movie's nominatable. I think Coogler is nominatable. And Michael B. Jordan won't happen, but I think he's nominatable. So I really hope that the Academy gets their shit together and pays more attention to the filmmaking that's done in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm going to blast you out. When you see his movie, the first one, you'll see that. I mean, it's true to form. Like I don't know, man. I love his style. I love his choices. Like he's a true artist, man. And like, I mean, I don't mean to be like so like dick riding, but like he's dope. He's the future.
No,
he's like,
he is.
No, you should.
Like, I think I said this to you through text. Like, I feel like Michael B. and him are like the new Denzel and Spike. You know what I'm saying?
New Denzel and Spike, new Scorsese and De Niro. I mean, whatever power duo you want to say.
Exactly.
Or Scorsese and Leo now, but whatever it is, like, I'm with it 100%. So go see Creed, Coogler, and B. Jordan.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
Yeah, no, that's it.
All right. Well, Alexis, where can the kids find you?
Where can the millennials find you?
Oh my God, we are just riding that boat all the way down this crappy creek.
Where can they find your content?
Oh, you son of a! You can find me all over social media, and where all Alexis Torreses are sold at atorres890. Please follow my vlog on youtube.com/atorres890. I'm going to be doing my 100th vlog in a few days, and I'll be doing a Q&A. So use that hashtag #atorres890. Don't forget to check out all our other channels here, AfterBuzz TV as well, Booksuck Girl Online, Popcorn Talk, and Hello Every Girl as well.
Word,
Chicken Ain't Nothing But a Bird. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Keely Shine, AKILISHINE. And where can they find you, my...
Out in these
brother.
Streets?
At Joe K. Braswell, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope. Periscope's still happening, and it's there. You can find me all those places. After New Year, you can find me picking up The Blacklist on AfterBuzz TV, our sister network. Thank you for listening and watching, those of you on YouTube. Thanks for subscribing.
Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays for you. We'll see you for one more show, our year-end show next week, and we'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Up to the top
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.